Hi guys, I'm live. I haven't been able to go live in the morning as much as I kind of like to do because I've just had to go on my walk, and I just don't like to leave too late. And by the time I get everything done I have to do, I end up not recording in the morning a lot now. So I figured what? So I do have the hippie room, not just the studio, and I have this available to me at night. It's my half of the house right now, and well, period. And plus the studio's partly my house too. And it's my time of the day because it's after 9 and before 9 in the morning. So I figured, what? I can't go live in the hippie room? Well, might as well. So I'm going live with you guys. I'm doing my hair first. How you guys doing? I'm just gonna do it like I do in the studio in the morning, but right now the studio is next to my wife sleeping, and she would cry murder, figuratively, not literally. Plus, the neighbors could hear it really easily, and would not be a good thing to do. But I have the hippie room, so I just thought I'd go live with you guys. So why not? I mean, I have Asperger's syndrome, so it takes me a while to figure out simple things like breaking routine in simple dumb ways. Is actually takes thought for me, and almost like feels like a breakthrough just to break my routines. Maybe that's break routine. Maybe there's something there. I don't know. I like to talk about guitar and everything with you guys. I have more guitars here than I do in the studio. I've only got one guitar in the studio, one electric and one acoustic. Here I've got five electric guitars in this room. They can all be worked on and looked at and played with and played or whatever. So anyway, let's just talk about what my process is right now. Okay, so I've made little breakthroughs in my technique lately, and not just technique, but way of looking at the neck and conceptualizing the neck too as well. Let's review a couple of them and then talk about a new one I just got today at Guitar Center. First of all, there's the pedal note thing. That's very loud. That's very shrill sounding. It sounds kind of shrill. Let me see if I can change that. Thing. I'm not a master of it yet, but to my repertoire. As Denzel Washington says in this new movie I'm just watching on Netflix right now, it's called the equalizer. He says, progress, not perfection. So I can work on the pedal thing, and we'll see what happens if I get really good at it someday. The next thing I did is I managed to look at the guitar linearly, like Joe Satriani does. He says, I think linear. And I can focus on, I can look at one string at a time linearly, not just positionally in one place on the neck. And I'll give you some secrets about that. These, figurative secrets. Not secrets, obviously, I wouldn't be telling you. Think of modes on each string. So like if you're in A Dorian, the key of A Dorian, the highest string would be an A Dorian scale. So you're going to play A Dorian on one string. See that? Like that. So you can tap it. And then on the B string would be an alien mode. I think they did that. Then on the G string would be a Lydian mode. You know your linear scales, and then the fourth string would be an Ionian mode. Fifth string would be a Mixolydian mode. And on the sixth string again, Dorian mode. And that could be picking too. Note that Joe didn't tell me how to think of the note strings linearly, the neck linear. He just said, I think linear. It was up to me. A lot of times, past can be taken more than taught a lot of the time. Joe gave me a clue, but then I figured it out for myself, and that's how I did it. The way I do it, the way I figured that out is if you're in Dorian mode, then the home position is going to be Dorian on the high first string and the sixth string, and in between you just regulate the modes in between. If you have Dorian on the sixth string, the fifth string would be Mixolydian, the fourth string is Ionian, the third string is Lydian, the second string is Aeolian, and the first string is back to Dorian. It's just math of the scale structure. So you just know that and then just play it. Sounds very shrill to me, but nothing's perfect. That sounds better now. Out your linear scales. The math on that is that each mode has a certain half step thing, and just work it out. If you're doing harmonic minor, it's different than that. But let's say I want to do linear and I'm in harmonic minor. Let's say I'm in G harmonic minor. So the high string would be harmonic minor scale in G. Then the B string would be a Phrygian dominant in G. I think so. No. Yeah, that's correct. And And then on the 6th string is a harmonic minor again. On the 5th string would be a Dorian sharp 4, sometimes called the evil scale. In between, I don't know them all. I don't know them all for harmonic minor. I'm not an expert on what the non-1, 4, and 5 modes are of harmonic minor scale, but they're there. Just work it out. And then if you're doing pentatonic, it's even easier than that, but probably not something I would study as much. But let's say you're in B minor pentatonic. You'd have a B minor pentatonic on the high string. And so forth. Work out the linear stuff. Okay, that's another thing. That would be the third thing I've done in a couple of weeks. Was at Guitar Center today, and let me give you some background about this, if it's okay. I went to Greg Howe Clinic 10 years ago at Guitar Center in San Marcos. If you want to Google, was he there? Well, I was there, I know it. And he talked about his hammer-ons from nowhere technique, and I really liked, and I'd heard about it before, but then I heard him say it in person. I like the hammer-ons from nowhere technique. What he described it in the magazine before the clinic that I read it in was he doesn't initiate tapping stuff with the right hand all the time. In other words, it's not hammer for him. That's originating with the right hand. It's hammer pull. That's hammer pull. He hammers on from nowhere. He starts the lick with his left hand a lot of the time. That's why it's called hammer-ons from nowhere. And I think that's a good sound. It's a different sound, and I think I like it. It could be used for legato licks. Or tapping licks. It's a different sound than just relying on the tapping hand all the time. Allows you to play better with one hand. And not just for one hand, it's just a different sound. That sound, and see, it just affords you more colors in your palette as a guitarist. You know? My hand gets hurt because I'm not dexterous enough at it. Muscles haven't developed. Just watching someone, you might not know that that's what they're doing, but you can hear it better, and you know it if you hear it. Thank you, Greg Howe, the great Greg Howe. I like that technique. And another thing I discovered at Guitar Center today, it's a fourth thing, was hand synchronization with my picking versus my fretting hand, and also knowing which hand is faster. When people would tell me via comment that I needed to, maybe someday will, sync up my right and left hands, I wasn't sure which hand was faster. That's how dumb I am. I didn't even realize what was the problem, but I guess my picking wasn't as fast as my fingering. So I decided to only finger when I'm picking as fast as I can pick. That way I'm not overdoing the fretting hand. Notice I'm letting the pick control the speed. I mean, not the drum, but the speed of the velocity of the notes. The left hand's not going as fast as it can, but it's going as fast to match as fast as the picking hand can go. One hater commented, he thinks the right hand's more important than the left. I just go, well, maybe it is, maybe it isn't, dude, but maybe it is more important. Clue. If a hater says something, often they're lying or wrong. So the right hand is since it's the slower of the two hands, it gets to control the action. Be as fast on the flaring of the hands as I normally have played, but it's cleaner. By the way, Guitar Center, I love you. I have there's an EVH, that stands for Eddie Van Halen, 5150 amp that's a combo, not a combo, a head and a cabinet. It's a 5150 EVH amp, 80 watts. I just remember that. The cabinet is $600. The head is $900. That's $1,500. And I've told you, the people at Guitar Center, that when I have reason to celebrate and ability to celebrate, I'm going to actually buy that amp from them. So I love that amp. Thank you, EVH. RAP, and thank you for making that amp for us. Another thing I learned today at the Guitar Center was Eric Johnson only picks with a small pick. Now I have a slightly larger pick than Eric uses, but sometimes it's good to think of a small pick idea because you have less floating around outside your finger to make mistakes. If you think of a small, just imagine the pick being smaller, it might clean up your picking a little. Yeah, I'm choking up on the pick a little. It makes less flopping around. Vibrato is good, and harmonics. You know, you gotta be able to. The Matter likes me to hold it. He doesn't want me to start an indent. And I gotta work on that because I'm such a quick person that sometimes I just want to get to the next note, go to the next lick, and sometimes that's counterproductive because it gives them less to record with, to produce, or material to work with. I've gotten better at squealing since I made it important to me. Since I decided to be good at squealing, I'm better at it. Zach, he goes, what's so hard about that? It's still a harmonic. There's no reason low strings should really be harder to do pinch harmonics with than high strings. It's just that Zach decided to do it. That's very fuzzy to me. Try this. And just have fun with guitar too. and believe in rock and roll. Believe in the music you play. Believe in it, even if nobody likes you, you still did what you believed in. Denzel says in the Equalizer, he says, whatever happens in life, you have to do you. You have to be you. What else are you going to do? So I've made a bunch of technical progresses. I just showed you here, most of them. And as far as the actual notes I play, I like to have a grasp on all the scales that exist, and then leading up to atonality and. In Alan Holdsworth, where the scales just kind of float off into nothingness, but I like to know all my scales, and modes. Do your own thing, some visually fun things too. Progress I made. Ultimately, the moderator says I'm going to be great if I can ever connect my actual emotions to my music, because I'm a very emotional person. I just have to connect it to the music that I play. A relief to me that I don't have to play as fast with my left hand as I had been doing, because it's just more wear and tear. Why play faster with my left hand than my right hand can keep up with? It doesn't make sense. That's hand's not going that fast, but it's going as fast as the right hand can keep up with. See, there's truth even in hate and even in lies, because the haters, by putting me down, actually gave me some ideas at the same time by saying, basically I got the hint that my hands weren't synced, but they were trying to, I don't think their will was for me to get my hands synced. I think they just wanted to put me down and say that they weren't in sync. But yet I thought about it and said, well, then one day I'm going to do it. I think of the right hand as the driver and the left hand is just the wheels, you know, like I drive with the right hand, the wheels, or maybe it's the, maybe drive, that's not a good analogy, I don't know, but maybe the, you know, the quarterback is the right hand. These guys just are the linemen. They just back up the quarterback. The quarterback is the picking hand for me. By the way, I've never had a guitar lesson since I was 17 years old. So all those that quack and say that I should trade my wig in for a guitar lesson, they got a long way to go. Those 2 years of guitar lessons I had from age 15 to 17, the second year was just him talking to me, Tom Franks, the great teacher I had, about how to improvise. Not even scales and technique and music itself, but just how to improvise as opposed to just learning solos note for note. And it worked. It worked somehow, because I didn't care if it did, and I was just listening to him, and I respected him and listened to what he said. Next thing you know, I'm an improviser the rest of my life. How do you explain that? Thank you, Tom Franks. Pickup selector switch is cool. You get to change your tone with that. All those tones are different. That I did Love Me Too. I goofed up. Oh, I moved it down. Okay. what it goes now. Okay. I'll hit. No, I don't know. Only one time, girl. Oh, I got it. Okay, I got it. Okay, I got sloppy. I songs. And there's poster of Jim Morrison on one side of my room, Jimi Hendrix on the other, and Queen on the other. So I think that's really cool. And I love doing songs. And I got suggested that my next Steve Vai song be Bad Horsey, and I'm going to make it that. So anyway, I love you guys. Peace, rock and roll. Thank you for hanging out with me.